Hi devs, another code review tip. The last tip was on what to look for in a code review. So this tip is on what not to look for in a code review. Wait, you ask, there are things I should not look for in a review? Well, yes, there are, because you don't want the review to hurt team harmony or become a power struggle. In my experience, code reviews become contentious when the reviewer thinks of themselves as the final quality gatekeeper, whose job it is to make sure that no subpar code goes into the repository. But subpar is in the eyes of the beholder, and all too frequently a reviewer will consider any code to be subpar if it's not how they would have written it. A reviewer with this attitude often becomes the enforcer, and the developer is at the reviewer's mercy. Instead, the developer should have the final say on what does and does not go into the repository. The reviewer's job should be to help the developer achieve high quality. With this model, things typically go smoother. Similarly, be careful about looking for trivial things such as naming choices. It's okay to comment on trivial items, but only if your suggestion is clearly much better. You point out that it's a trivial item and you present it as a suggestion, not a demand. Other things to avoid in a review are ways that the code can be improved because some feature might be needed in the future. Remember the YAGNI principle. You ain't gonna need it, even as a reviewer. Arguments can arise over minor things like variable names or looping constructs. On the other hand, sometimes arguments might erupt over big picture items, such as the approach that was taken to solve the problem. While some names or some approaches may be better than others, typically, for every software problem, there are at least a dozen good ways to solve it. Therefore, a developer and a reviewer will frequently disagree. So then who wins? What I have found that will keep teams working together well, improve velocity, and actually keep quality high is to give the developer the final say and not the reviewer. If the code works great and is easy to maintain, then the developer gets credit, not the reviewer. Likewise, if there is a problem with the code, the developer gets the blame and the task of fixing it, not the reviewer. So that's my tip of the day. Treat your review task as helping the developer, rather than being the enforcer. Your team will work better together, and quality and velocity will actually improve.